Oh, hey, well, would you look at that? It's May. It's May 2026. That means I've been flying FPV for 10 years straight. Wait, what the fuck? Hold up. What happened to my life? I just found FPV. What? Wait, where did my teeth go? When I first discovered FPV, I had no real RC experience at all or any desire to have a hobby. But randomly, I saw a video of some French dudes chasing each other in the woods with quads. And I was like, oh, that's sick. Then they showed the goggles with the little antennas popping out on the top, and I was like, oh, fuck you, give me that. I was hooked immediately, like right away. Like I had a quad a week after seeing that video. Like I sold shit around my house to buy my goggles. It was addiction at first sight, for sure. I also happened to had quit like all drugs, which I've been doing most of my life, like right before I discovered FPV. So you do the math on that one. And it looks like I flew my first quad, yep, May 30th of 2016. I know the exact day because I uploaded this video the day that I got my quad. Oh, and it was a beaut. Several people online advised me not to buy this ready-to-go kit, but my thinking was, what the fuck did they know? They'd only been flying FPV for like a year longer than me. And bro, this thing fucking sucked. The ESCs were all 4 separate ESCs, right? And they're all mounted on the bottoms of the arms, so when you landed, they touched the ground. Even a beginner at FPV, I knew this was bad because I actually had some prior experience with common sense. So the first thing I did was buy myself a plumbing soldering iron that only got up to like 3 degrees and some 0 gauge plumbing solder and just fucking mangled the wires loose, remounted them on top, and thus began my journey. Now I've said it before, but I want to say it again. Quads fucking sucked in 2016. The components sucked, the radio link sucked, the video sucked, everything was bad, and they flew like shit. You had to tune the shit out of them manually just to get your quad to hover. If you did some shit wrong and hit the throttle, they would just blast off into space and kill 3 kids along the way. But we fucking loved it. You can see just how exciting like anything you did with a quad was by the reactions in this old flight test video.
You should flip it.
You want me to try to flip it?
Yeah, flip it. Oh.
There we go.
Nice.
That was crazy, but scary.
Nice.
But it flips.
Now, just flying your little toy helicopter around in FPV was exciting enough, but then Sharpoo dropped his video called Left Behind that popped off and brought early freestyle to the masses.
It's a revolution.
Do you new folks know who Sharpoo is? Real quick, he's a rad guy. He was my 666th, fuck, God, I just got dentures. My 666th YouTube subscriber. And he was such an FPV innovator that not only did he shape the entire early freestyle genre, but 10 years before it was hip, he said, fuck Rotor Riot, they're greedy capitalists.
Are you kidding me? You know how much money these people make?
Switched to only flying micros in the park.
Carlos, wait, you gotta show us your thing. This is what I'm flying. Is this made out of tape?
And then quit FPV altogether. Fucking legend. During this period, while freestyle was seeing popularity in the bandos and office parks, rudimentary races started taking shape in underground parking garages. And someone was like, yo, I want to make money off these people. And the DRL was born. The first race was actually kind of sick. It was at Hell's Gates in New York, this bando. They even had a girl on the team to show how diverse the hobby was back then. There's Zuma God, that's Mr. Steele. What the fuck are those goggles? Who the fuck is this guy? These early years of FPV were pretty exciting. It seemed like there was always some new frame, new motor, something new coming out every week, and shit just kept getting better. Motors got more powerful, ESC amp ratings rose to acceptable levels, video got a lot more stable, and TBS introduced the Crossfire. You could fly like a mile on that shit. FPV was progressing, and in the right direction. It was around this time as well that the FPV personalities started to break through on YouTube. Wild Willie, Stinger Swarm, Johnny FPV, Umagod. They all made fantastic, addicting FPV content. Every week there were several entertaining FPV videos coming out. It was pretty awesome. And then Rotor Riot, which if you lived through the time, was a really fun channel with some cool dudes. It was nothing like it is now. And I only bring them up to transition into the next scene. I've always been a cook. That's the main job I've held in my life. I've done a ton of other shit for money, but when I was 17, I started working at a McDonald's, and that experience kind of just pigeonholed me into service industry for the rest of my life. About a year after I started my channel, I started doing live streams just for fun, and people started donating, which was fucking insane to me. I mean, look at my streaming setup back then.
Dirk's the train hopping episode. That's gonna fucking happen.
It was a trash truck, but as time went on, I acquired a green screen and an orange couch.
Smoke this bowl, and I'm gonna come back when I feel like not a fucking crackhead.
Then I started doing weekly live streams and weekly FPV videos. And before you knew it, there was Facebook and Reddit threads complaining about me. So people would tune into the live streams to check out the freak show and actually have a good time, and in turn, donate a few bucks. Now, someone is used to standing over a grill for 8 hours a day cooking and then closing the entire back of house, including mopping and wiping everything down. That extra money was fucking awesome, and I got to engage with the community I was so obsessed with. You see, I wasn't just like into FPV, I was fucking obsessed. It was literally all I did. I woke up and I'd edit videos. Then I'd go to the park and I'd film. Then I'd come home and edit that, play FPV Sims. Then I'd live stream FPV.
I don't fly enough. I go to bed thinking about flying. I wake up thinking about when I'm gonna fly, what I'm gonna fucking do. Like
you ever hear people say if you want to excel at something, you need to eat, sleep, and breathe it? Well, that shit's true, man, and that's what I did. I was FPV. It was all I cared about. And I wasn't even trying to make money from it. That kind of just came. I was doing it for the love of the game, and I had a goal. As embarrassing as it is to say now, I wanted to be on Team Rotor Riot. I wanted to travel around and make videos with them and be a Rotor Riot team pilot. And man, that was back when like whoever flew with them was kind of cream of the crop. They were awesome people. They were amazing pilots. A stark fucking contrast to whatever it is they're doing now. And I achieved that goal. I was invited to join the team. I was an official Rotor Riot team member.
Oh my God, you guys, it's finally happened. I set a goal 2 years ago, and finally today, I've achieved that goal.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday! It's nobody's birthday. But guess what? I'm joining Rotor Riot.
And then after a while, they hired me to run their new business venture, Quadbox, with this other dude who last I heard was in prison, so I hope he's doing okay. Anyway, Quadbox was like a subscription mystery box thing where you got a cheap random tool every month and some stickers made by an unpaid artist. I was on a performance-based system, which I didn't really understand at all. I'm pretty sure it's a pyramid scheme since I did the same amount of work, but only got paid more when they made more. Like I started off at 500 bucks a month, which was a little insulting, but I was new to this kind of job, so I went with it. I had no experience, and I kind of crushed it. Like I would hit all my targets for new subscribers and store goals every month. I ended up making them a shit ton of money, and they raised my pay to the max of $2,000 a month, which was the most I've ever made in my entire life. But I also saw how they ran things, how it's profits above people, how they try to weasel out of replacement parts or DOA items by passing blame instead of refunding 20 bucks. And you know, for a company who nowadays talks so much about defending America and wanting to do good for America and being American made, you'd think they wouldn't try to defer so much tax money by operating out of fucking Puerto Rico and Florida strictly for the tax breaks. The final straw at Quadbox kind of was the unpaid artist thing. Like part of my job was to convince some really talented artists every month to do hours and hours worth of work for art just for exposure. Like they literally got $0. They got a free box for the month for the art that they did. And I thought it was really fucked up, you know what I mean? So I was kind of like, I'm embarrassed to reach out to my friends to ask them to do art for $0 fucking. Like we need an art budget to start paying these people. So they did. After a long back and forth, they agreed to $100. $100. The largest FPV channel on the planet with one of the largest stores at the time thinks a full original sticker sheet and original t-shirt design is only worth paying somebody about 100 bucks. So I was like, okay, if this was a McDonald's I worked at doing people dirty, I would start stealing as many apple pies as I fucking could and quit in the middle of lunch. But initially, I just quit Rotor Riot. I wanted off the team, and I'd figure out job shit later. I didn't want my brand being associated with them anymore, as funny as that sounds. So I called Drew, and I told him I'd like to be off the YouTube channel team, please. And that was when the little bitch in him came out. He was like, okay, so you'll be quitting Quadbox too then? And I was like, no, I need that job to eat sandwiches and stuff. I just don't want to be on the YouTube team anymore. And he was basically like, nah, if you're off the team, then you're out of the company altogether. So I was like, shit, all right, peace.
They waited a while to fire me so it wouldn't be obvious what they were firing me for. They said poor performance. You sure about that? You sure about that? That's why? You sure about that? You sure about that's not why?
They actually hired another guy to call me and tell me that I was officially fired because they couldn't do it themselves. But the other guy that I ran Quadbox with that went to prison, like I said, he was in prison, so they had to pay me for my last month of work, which was sick because I didn't do shit. I told them to go fuck themselves. And Trappy, oh Lord have mercy, what a nice man. Do y'all know Trappy over at TBS, Team Black Sheep? Well, this motherfucker was like, how much are they paying you? I'll match that shit until you find a new job. You don't even have to do anything. He just had the means and wanted to help me out until I figured my shit out. Like, what a fucking amazing person. Trappy, I know you probably won't see this, man, but you saved my ass and I didn't forget that shit. And I will be forever grateful for that. And all the other awesome shit you've done for me over the years. Thank you, bro. So me being someone who didn't really want to like take advantage of Trappy's kindness, I got my ass on a job hunt right away. I mean, I would have loved to stay in FPV, but there were no other FPV jobs for me, and I didn't want Trappy to have to foot that bill for me, you know, for more than a month or two. So I just started applying at restaurants, but nobody was fucking hiring. And one day, while complaining about this, someone suggested that I start a Patreon, and I was like, yeah, that's cool, but did my light go off? Fuck. I was like, yeah, nah, that's cool, but I need a job. I don't think I could ever make enough to live just doing Patreon and live streams. But boy, was I fucking wrong. The first month that I started my Patreon, I made like $100, then $200, then $300, and after a few months, I was making $500 a month. The same amount I made working for Quadbox when I started. But I was making my own FPV content, not shit for someone else's channel, not selling someone else's slave labor subscription box. Like, there's a direct correlation between the work that I put into my videos and me making money. So I ran with it. Weekly videos, weekly live streams. I hosted in real life FPV meetups a couple times a year all over the country, all for free. I fucking loved FPV, so I went hard with it. I made my own pro model frames. I made several versions of my grinder motor with TBS. I sold merch. I started my own business basically. And shit was good. I was doing what I loved and I was getting paid for it. But I started getting a little bit burnt out. And then my brother died. He super out of nowhere shot himself in the head. He was a happy kid, just got married, new house, fun job as a bartender, seemed like he loved his life, but one morning I got a call that he was gone, and nobody really knows why he did it. And that fucked me up, as you can imagine, you know? Nothing really mattered anymore, nothing was fun, I didn't care about FPV, I didn't care about making videos or streaming or any of that. I was kind of just like in paralysis for a while, not knowing what to do. A lot of the passion that I had for FPV, let alone life, was just fucking gone. So I started just like not caring as much. I just made videos to make videos and not break my years-long 1 video a week streak. And it was burning me out, for sure. Looking back, it was definitely the wrong choice to like push through that grief and that burnout instead of taking a break and getting my shit together. But that's not what I'm used to. So I just buried myself in that work, you know, and tried to ignore all the fucking pain. And that eventually got to me. Going hard in something that I'd like lost the passion for just made me lose all interest in it at all. Plus the FPV scene was getting pretty stale. There's no new innovations, no fun FPV channels, just the same old slop we've been getting for the past few years. So I kind of just coasted. I mean, I made videos, you know, I did the live stream, challenges, freestyle competitions. I kept busy, but my heart really just wasn't in it. And to be honest, I could give a fuck about the money, so that wasn't really a motivator for me. Then more recently, I lost my dog of 11 years, you know, who was like my child. That was my baby girl, and I missed the shit out of her. But losing her was like the final fucking straw, you know what I mean? I just quit. A lot of you know this because it wasn't that long ago. I finally reached my breaking point and I quit making videos. I quit making my weekly content. I quit doing the live streams after 8 years of them. I wanted a fucking break. And Lord have mercy, that is the best thing I could have ever done for this channel. Part of the reason that I did weekly videos was because I figured this was my job, you know, I should be working 5 days a week on it, and doing weekly videos and live streams kept me pretty damn busy. But in this genre, especially FPV, that's unsustainable in the long term because there's just not that much content around FPV, and people get turned off seeing the same thing every week. You know, I can only go to a fucking park and fly a whoop so many times before people get sick of it. Plus, towards the end of it there, I was constantly trying to catch up and sacrificing video quality over quantity. So, took a big old break, and now I only do a video every 2 weeks, and guess what? I like FPV again. Like, I'm having so much more fun with it than I have in the past 5 years, and it's because that pressure is gone. That pressure to constantly be churning out content just for the sake of content and not enjoying myself, which is like super important in a hobby YouTube, you know? You don't want to watch a person that fucking hates painting Warhammer figurines, you know, like angrily painting and complaining the whole fucking time. Fucking stupid orc with your fucking stupid skin. Wait a second. I actually do want to see that now. Specifically somebody hate painting a tiny figurine. Yeah, I want to see that. I also started that gaming channel like I keep bringing up because I like editing, I like live streaming, but I always don't want to be doing FPV shit, and I don't want to absolutely tank my main channel by switching it away from FPV. So the gaming shit is more of like a creative outlet for me, you know? I can do it at my leisure, and I like gaming, so go subscribe to my gaming channel and help me get to to 600 and 36 subs. Fuck. So yeah, that's pretty much the past 10 years of my life summed up in a 6-page script. I really like that. Oh fuck. I really liked FPV, and then I hated it, and now I like it again. It's just so different now. Like I said, you know, it was all new and exciting in the early days, like new tech coming out every week and new YouTubers popping up all the time. But times definitely have changed, man. The majority of FPV advancements are now to fucking blow up other humans or trick shareholders into investing more because it's an AI drone or some shit. YouTube is now penalizing actual content in favor of brain-rotting shorts, pretty much de-incentivizing any newcomers to start an actual channel instead of just uploading a 30-second flight clip with pre-authorized advertiser-safe soundtracks. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a toothless old man now yelling at DJI quads in the clouds, but I've been doing this for 10 years now. 10 fucking years. I've never done anything consistently for 10 years of my life. I've seen FPV change a lot in that time. I've seen the ups and the downs. I've seen people come and go, but one thing has remained consistent. This is one of the funnest, most rewarding hobbies I've ever had the opportunity to be a part of. Like, dog, you're flying around like a little bullshit bird with your video feed in your eyes. How fucking rad is that? And you get your little cyberpunk antennas to put on top? Like, come on. Like anything, moderation is best. You know, it's fine to wild out sometimes, you know, black out by midnight or do the whole gram in 3 hours. But FPV is best when you do give it time to do its thing. I've waited 10 years to be where I'm at in this hobby, and the more that time goes by, the more I see just how ahead of his time Sharpoo actually was. You can rip all the fucking wild 5-inch bandos you want. You can put out 300 videos a year, make $500 per live stream, but if you truly want to experience FPV, if you really want to see what this crazy futuristic hobby is all about, go fly a 2-inch in the park and watch all the other bullshit that you got going on in your life just not matter anymore at all. Thanks for fucking with me for 10 years, y'all. I promise next time will be better.
Exactly.
Subscribe
exactly. Listen to these guys. They know what they're talking about. They know what they're talking about.
Rolling with my goggles on.
You're gonna be famous.
Right next to me. He be rolling.